Event number 8, the men's tightrope Rogue Invitational. What you guys think, guys? Who you think is gonna take it? What's the standing right now? Or we'll just watch the whole thing, huh? Damn, 30. Oh, I didn't mean to see that. Oh, I don't want to see that. Damn, I didn't want to see that. Well, I got an idea who won it. That sucks. Oh well, let's go.
By Mod Tub, and it's tightrope.
No, I'm mad.
Yeah, and it was a tightrope walk, man, to say the least. I couldn't think of it immediately, but it was the bring your cutlery.
Yeah,
bring your cutlery quote last night. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, we got to put that on something. Tightrope, 3 rounds, 100 heavy double unders, 50-foot single arm sear bell lunge. Hasn't really given people much trouble, but it's a challenge, and then 100-foot handstand walk.
Let's check out the overall standings on the men's side of things. And Brent Fikowski, courtesy of his event win, has put himself in 2nd place. Ricky Garrard drops out of 2nd, drops 1 spot to 3rd. He's 20 points back of Fikowski. Jason Hopper is well within.
Gee, drop down, Velmer, Hopper. All right, big dog. You got 2 events to make some noise. Ricky, you know, I'm rooting for Ricky to hit podium too. There's so many people that want to hit podium. I do want. I mean, it'd be awesome if Brent Fikowski wins. You know, just in his career like that. But I'm more for it. You know, Jeff Allen's gonna do his thing. I hope for Hopper to get 3rd. You know, it's sad though. Like, there's only 3 places. It's just time for Ricky Garrard just to get on the podium. But damn, man. I don't want to say nothing. I work for all y'all. I know Adler got 1st, so it's the battle for 2nd, 3rd. We'll just see what happens. We'll just say that. We'll keep it safe.
Striking distance of one of those top 3 spots, as is Dallin Pepper, as is Jay Krause. Guy Maieros probably needs to get some help, but he's still in the mix as well. Well, Sam Cornoyer is going to be in this opening heat. Cornoyer comes in 14th place overall, and really had just a couple of close calls in that prior event that cost him maybe a top 5 finish.
He really did, and that's what I like about Sam, is he was going for it. Now, of course, he whiffed a little bit in regards to how he was able to finish, but it was there, the opportunity was there, and he presented it for himself. I like him upside down. He's typically known to be able to almost run on his hands, so we'll see how this plays out for him if he's able to seize the opportunity with the double unders and the overhead walking lunge to give himself a chance to walk fast on his hands.
Well, here are your lane assignments. 9 men in this opening heat. Heino Kapalainen withdrawing from competition due to an injury. And Saxon Panchik, another guy we're watching here, he's coming off his best finish of the competition, took 7th in gondola.
Like we've seen from many heats already on the women's side, composure's key here to start. Keep those shoulders as relaxed as possible, because you're going to need them in the next 2 movements.
I feel like Noah Olsen's going to do well.
100 reps here on the heavy rope to open things up. On the scoreboard on the left side of your screen, they'll get credit for 1 rep every 25 reps that they complete on that heavy rope.
James.
Most men here in the back half.
There's going to be a lot of talk about him after this competition.
Bjorn Carl Gudmundsson currently sits in 15th place overall.
One of the biggest differences, Sean, as you asked earlier about the heavy double unders, is that it gets a bit more challenging to keep your hands down at your sides. You want to let them rise up. The weight of that double under handle gets harder to spin.
Gudmundsson is one of the first men done. Now, Saxon Panchik is done. Jonakowski, Sam Quant, Noah Olsen, and Jordis Kervis at the top of your screen. You got James Sprague in the middle in the black shorts, and then at the bottom, Bjorn Carl Gudmundsson and Saxon Panchik. 1 rep for every 25 feet these men complete. They have to switch hands at the halfway point, turn around, and head back.
We're looking for athletes to keep their arm as long as possible, which means you don't want to have any bend in that elbow. You've got to reach it up and back in order to be able to lunge freely without worrying about dropping that thing.
Quant's done. He'll be the first man to his opening 100-foot handstand walk. Yonakoski's right behind him in those pink shoes. James Sprague as well on his hands. Noah Olson, you know this guy can walk on his hands.
Yeah.
No one yet choosing to go unbroken like we saw from Laura on that first round, which is pretty key.
Saxon Panchik, the first man to make the turn back. He's ahead of Koski and Quant, but now Panchik is kicked down. Koski and Quant continuing to work. That's Yonakoski opening up a lead here on his 30th birthday.
That's a good day so far for Yona.
Yonakoski's done. He'll start round 2. 100 more double unders on the heavy rope. At the 15 rep mark is when he'll be finished. Here comes Sprague and Quant. And Saxon Panchik has already started his second set of 100.
All these gentlemen making a lot of easy work of a movement that's not so simple. Double unders are one of those things that can take people what feels like ages to master, and they're doing it with a weighted implement, not just a simple jump rope.
There is James Sprague, your CrossFit Games champion. He's currently 13th place overall.
James, one of the tallest athletes in the field, making easy work of that handstand walk on the last round. Very impressive.
Yonakoski's inside his final 25 reps. Saxon Panchik has 25 to go as well. Yonakoski's done. And another 50-foot overhead walking lunge.
Yeah, and he's shaking out those arms, trying to make sure that they're still working right.
Well, James Sprague's moved himself into second with Panchik and Quant right behind him in third.
Saxon foregoing that gather step. He's just lunging right one foot and after the next. That really reduces his time under tension and allows him to cover some ground faster. You'll notice he made up significant ground there. We'll see if he does the same thing on the return.
James Sprague is now taking the lead here in round 2. He'll be the first man to the handstand walk for the second time. Sprague kicking up and working his way down the field. Yonakoski sits in second place now behind Sprague.
Again, we talked about James, one of the taller guys in the field, making easy work of this handstand walk. It's really impressive there. He's got some long levers to stabilize there from his fingertips to his toes. Let's see how this turn goes. Smooth for James.
Yeah, they get 1 rep for every 20-foot section they complete on the handstand walk. At the 22 rep mark, Sprague will be done, and then it's into round 3.
And James did a great job there, coming down after the turn, but then kicking right back up. You'll notice it's very much a pause, don't stop for him, understanding that, hey, I need a breather, let me kick up, see where the rest of the field is, and then I'm going to get right back to work.
Sprague heads to the rope for the third and final time. 100 more double unders to complete. There's Saxon Panchik. Moved into second place ahead of Yonakoski, who's now in third, but not by much. Koski on the right side of your screen. Panchik's on the left. Sprague, your leader in this heat, in the middle. Sprague's best finish came in the opening event when he took 4th in quicksand.
Composure's key here on the final stretch with these double unders. Everybody starts to feel other athletes' presence to their left and to their right. They know they're being joined. James knows he's got a buffer, but can he continue the same way he has on these double unders?
Sprague is halfway through. There's Sam Quant, 17th place overall. James Sprague gets through those 100 back to the dumbbell. This will be his final set of walking lunges. 100 pounds, 45 kilos over his head. Sprague really starting to separate himself here. Nobody else has done with the double unders yet for the third and final time.
And that's what you hope for if you're the leader of a heat like this in this particular event. It's really hard to close the gap because it's so very obvious where everyone else is. The reps don't get done real quick after the double unders. So this is a comforting feeling for James, but he's got to race the clock, not the rest of his heat.
Panchik, meanwhile, lifting up that dumbbell over his head as he and Jonakoski are pretty even here for second place. Panchik's got about a 5-foot lead on Koski on this lunge. Sprague's on his final handstand walk. 17-minute time cap, so every man in this heat should have an opportunity to finish all the work. Sprague able to get himself through that turn.
That was a huge save there by James. He would have had to come back to that white line and try it all again had he come down or not been able to turn successfully.
Now final 20 feet for Sprague. He's going to take a quick break and get right back to work. So James Sprague. Smooth sailing for him, and he's going to take heat number 1.
He said, feed me. I think he brought his cutlery, Sean.
8:31.70 seconds for James.
You know, everything was good until you did that. James, you in heat 1, bro. I'm not sure what placing you are overall. I know it's not top 10, so you're in the bottom 10. But don't be talking about feeding me or cooking or whatever you trying to do when you losing, bruh. You know what I mean? CrossFit Games with 2024, and here is what you're doing. James, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for you win. I am. But not now. Not now. Not now. You need I would say get focused, but it's too late for that. So just take the win and go.
Sprague. Saxon, Panchik, and Jonakoski are battling for second. Panchik has made the turn on his final handstand walk. Koski still on his way back towards Zeus. Panchik's done, and Saxon Panchik is in. Jonakoski completes that pirouette.
Great patience there by Yona. Again, looked like fatigue's really starting to set in on these guys as they're pushing their threshold with their upside down tolerance. Arms are blown up, arms are tired, breathing hard. They're sticking to their guns though and having great form so they can keep that pirouette going.
Yeah, he's barely to the dumbbell.
Jonakoski trying to work his way inside the top 10 for the final event. He's 20 points back at Chandler Smith right now.
What was Horvath's time?
Who currently sits in 10th place. Koski is finished.
Did Horvath beat them? Oh my gosh, yes she did. I think she was like 820 something.
9:41.83 seconds. Sam Quant, your leader on the floor.
Yeah.
That'll do it for Sam Quant.
All right. Nice. All right, cool. Let's move ahead. Shoot. God, you wildin'. Let me see this. Nah.
Got 2 finishes this competition, a 5th or better. Would like to put up another one here in event number 8.
I'm done. I mean, I'm done. I ain't want to hate on him though, because with all honesty, it's exciting to win. So, like, let's just give it to him. Let him have his fun. You know what I mean? Real talk. Just let him have his fun. Like, I get it. I do get it. And I'd rather for him to be excited and carry that excitement to the next event than to just... So do your thing, dog. Don't ignore what I gotta say. Do your thing.
Consistency. He has yet to finish lower than 9th, and that's his worst finish, his 9th place overall. Everything else has been 5th or better. And he started with a 2nd place finish after Ricky Garard edged him out by 0.2 of a second. But after that, he put on a great performance. 5th in event 2. He wins event 3. He took 3rd in event 4, 2nd in event 5. Then he had a 9th place in the dual 4 and got back on track earlier today with a 5th place finish. And meanwhile, Brent Fikowski, other than an 18th place finish, his results have looked a lot like Adler's, and he's coming off that event win.
I'm ready to see.
James Sprague is the man with the fastest time at a heat number 1.
I'm seeing people move faster than him, though.
Looking to keep themselves inside the top 10 in the overall standing. Let's talk keys to success here. What do you got?
And
well, this one's all
James
shoulders,
moved
so they've
fast,
got to really do
like
a great job at managing
at the same
that.
time, it looked like he moved slow
And
too.
they
So
also have to be mindful of
you know
not
what I mean?
stopping. One of the keys is
being
non-stop,
winner.
and what that means is they're going to be kicking down on the handstand walk frequently. You can't stop completely. You got to use it as simply a pause moment.
Second and final heat has begun, and we start with the 100 heavy rope double unders, 1 rep for every 25 they complete.
8:31.70, the time to beat rookie number 1, James Sprague. Second fastest.
It's always a great buy-in, Sean, with 100 double unders.
Right.
How composed can you stay? It almost feels like hurry up and wait for all of us just watching. Like, okay, we see them jumping, we see them jumping. Now what? Who's going to put it down first?
Where is he, 6? He's doing really well.
But it's sometimes
you know what I mean?
a comforting way
I
to
hope
start a
he
workout
hits a
for athletes when they catch a
podium one
groove,
of
because it
these
almost settles you
competitions in the
into the
future.
movements that will follow it.
This is definitely promising. You know what I mean? It looks like he's on the right track.
It's a break there for Dallin Pepper. There's Brent Fikowski coming off that big event win. 60 points back to Jeff Adler for the top spot in the overall standings. 20 clear of Garard for second.
We know transitions are key as we see Jay Crouch make the quick turn, put his rope down, but Brent Fikowski's on the hop. That means he's running to the next implement there to get the dumbbell up.
Brent Fikowski now probably going to be able to chew up more real estate with every step just because he has longer legs than Crouch. Towards the front here early on in heat 2. Fikowski's going to be the first man to make the turn. They get 1 rep for each direction.
Not putting it down by Brent, just a simple turn, change hands, keep it low on your shoulder, punch it up and get going the opposite way.
Truth be told, there is one of those things where, okay, I'll burn my legs because I'm going straight to handstand walk.
Fikowski, the first man onto his hands. Jay Crouch sits in second.
My legs will recover
right
on handstand walk.
And then there's a log
So
jam
there's
behind
nothing to
him
worry about.
with Jeff
I understand
Adler,
why they'll do
Jason
it
Hopper,
unbroken.
and Justin Medeiros.
It makes sense to me.
Brent choosing to kick down, not be as reckless as Miss Horvath on the last women's heat.
Fikowski making the turn. Dallin Pepper is starting to catch up to Fikowski, and both Pepper and Crouch have overtaken him, and now Jeff Adler is threatening to overtake Fikowski. Adler with a quick break, but Jay Crouch is going to lead, but not by much going into round 2. Pepper and Adler off their hands at the same time. 100 more double unders to start round 2. Jay Crouch, that's 470 points. He's 50 back of Garard for third. So Crouch is going to have 2 really strong performances and hope Ricky falters in these final 2 events in order to erase that deficit.
Yeah, and we got to keep our eye on Ricky. This overhead redundancy here, where we're pressing that sear bell overhead for the lunge and also handstand walking, historically aren't some of the best combinations for him as a performer. So we'll have to see if he's able to continue to perform at a high level through these modalities.
James Sprague has your time to beat at 8:31.70 seconds. Out of heat number 1.
Crouch looking really smooth, Sean. No falters on this second set of double unders here. Hands just in front of his body, elbows by his side. I mean, that's how you draw it up.
And Crouch and Fikowski done at the same time.
This has been a tight race between these two athletes so far. Alan Pepper in third.
We know that Brent was able to reconcile some time here on the lunges, but Jay was able to execute the handstand walk faster on the last round. But this is the one that we've seemed to recognize as the decider. This has been the decider round for all the previous heats.
Well, Crouch has been having a great second half of this competition. 4 of his last 5 finishes have been 4th or better. Fikowski back in the lead on the overhead walking lunge.
Nice.
Let's see if Brent can continue to keep his speed here. He does a great
Maybe
job
I
keeping
didn't
his
see
speed
the
in front
winner
of his
because
body.
it's
That's gonna
looking
allow
a lot
him to continue
different
to
than
cascade forward down the field with a little
what I was
less
looking at
effort
when
from
I
his
scrolled
arms.
a little too far.
Jay Crouch
So
at the bottom of your screen and Dallin Pepper at the
very
top
happy.
for second
All
and
right.
third respectively. As now Crouch has caught up with Fikowski, but Fikowski is starting once again.
but hey, we still got
towards
one
the
more
turning
round.
point. Make the turn and head back. Crouch is right next to him. This is where Jay Crouch overtook Fikowski the last time. Fikowski taking a break. Crouch stays on his hands. The Jay Crouch looks to have the lead moving into the third and final round.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a race here.
This is about where we were at the end of round 2. Crouch and Fikowski, 1 and 2 into the final set of double unders.
Pressure, composure, we've talked about it a lot this weekend. You gotta have it here. You gotta be able to block out all the distractions, focus on the next rep.
Dallin Pepper currently sits in 3rd place in the heat. And he's ahead of Jason Hopper, the man immediately in front of him in the overall standings. Hopper right now 4th place overall with 495 points. He's got 3 straight finishes of 6th or better, including an event win in
Who's
event
Hopper
5.
at? 5th? Time for 5th?
Medeiros onto his double unders down there in lane 10.
Yeah.
The 26 rep mark is what these men need to hit in order to close out that final set of 100. And Justin Medeiros is starting to move up the standings here in this heat. He's now into 4th as Fikowski has 25 to go.
Let's see what happens. What kind of shoes are they wearing?
There's Justin Medeiros, who comes in 9th place overall as Fikowski and Crouch again, the first 2 men done. Crouch off first, but Fikowski has caught him both times on this portion of the event.
Moving smooth.
Let's see if Brent puts down the dumbbell. He's been
took that
transitioning
long
overhead
step, you
on his
saw
upper
that.
body. Yep. He's just gonna jump it up, get right back to work. Here we go.
See the battle for the podium in the bottom left-hand part of your screen.
Yep. I see
Ricky
it.
Garrard right now occupying that 3rd and final spot. Brett Fikowski currently sits in 2nd place, and he's trying to put more pressure on Jeff Adler. He's 60 points back to Adler. Now a no rep for Jay Crouch.
He needed to take another step past the line. You've got to extend the hips after you take that lunge, clearly past the line.
Nice.
Wow.
All right.
Fikowski under
At
the
least they don't have
handstand
to
walk
start all
first.
over.
Crouch,
That's
though,
fine.
has been faster on this portion.
Wow. I thought they would have to start all over, and that would suck.
Fikowski takes a break as Crouch continues to move. Now Crouch is off his hands. He took a quick look over his right shoulder to see where Fikowski was. Crouch back on his hands.
Brent's making some calculated choices here, Sean. He's like, do I go for Jay and risk my second position spot? Or how do I have to play this out? I don't know if he has a chance to catch Jay at this point.
Yeah, Jay Crouch is not an immediate threat to Fikowski in the overall standings. And Jay Crouch is going to make it through. And Jay Crouch is going to just edge out James Sprague for the event win. Sprague is going to take second, but did Justin Medeiros get in? Justin Medeiros did get in.
You know what's funny? This is sad. This is sad. Because Medeiros, Medeiros was clearly sneaking up and then overcame Brent Fikowski and Crouch. Yeah, ain't nobody talking about him. It's funny because Medeiros like cutting out first place and nobody saying anything. Like they ain't acknowledged him until the other dude came in for second, and they're like, "Oh, well, Medeiros, he won." Like that's sad. I mean, that's kind of states how bad Medeiros been doing this comp. Like he hasn't been doing that well, but he still deserved his event win. But it is what it is.
Justin Medeiros is going to win the event. We absolutely did not see that.
No, you didn't.
Justin Medeiros putting on a late charge and beats Jay Crouch. Now here comes Fikowski. So Medeiros with his first event win. Fikowski is going to probably finish inside the top 5. But Justin Medeiros, wow. As Hopper is in.
I heard that.
Pepper.
Oh.
Now Adler is through.
Cool.
There's some chaos late here as we just absolutely did not see Justin Medeiros.
Right? You sure didn't. Like, it was so bad that I was even like questioning did Justin Medeiros really win it, because that's why I saw who won when I scrolled to the end by accident. But yeah, he did. All right, cool. I just want to see the top 10 down between him and Brent. So let me see, 5, 10, 15, 20 points. Then he moved close to Jeff Adler. He's not in the top. Alright. Ricky Garard, yeah. I don't know if Ricky Garard is going to get that podium. Where's Hopper? Alright. Event 8, y'all. Done. Event 8 is done. We finished event 8 at 8:02, y'all. At 8:02. 8 for 8. Alright, y'all. So that is event 8 for the men's. We are done. Time for the last event, event 9. You know what I mean? Time to see what see who won and who the top 3 is for both male and female. Woo, man, excited. All right, cool. Let me cut it off.
Timing did.
Exit full screen. Press F.